welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have some Thanksgiving recipes for you. These are quick and easy, healthy, plant-based. I'm really excited about this video. I have 5 recipes, 3-ish sides, 1 main, and a dessert. I really wanted to make plant-based recipes that were made out of good, whole foods, good whole ingredients that would make me feel good. So these are all foods that you can catch me eating on Thanksgiving, nourishing my body, keeping me feeling good. We have a turkey cauliflower, roasted carrots with tahini, roasted chickpeas, balsamic maple Brussels sprouts, which, oh my god, and some pumpkin pie squares. All of these recipes are under an hour. You're able to whip them up quick, whip them up fast, still taste great, still are amazing. I will have my blog post for each recipe down below so you can look at the recipe easy, or you can follow along with the video. And obviously these aren't just Thanksgiving recipes, you can use them whenever. They're delicious any time of the year. Definitely let me know if you try any of these out, tag me, send them to me, whatever. I hope you incorporate some of these into your Thanksgiving feast. If you're interested in these 5 Thanksgiving recipes, just keep watching. Let's start by setting the mood. I'm gonna light a candle using these matches, or try again. Maybe not. Maybe we'll just use this lighter. Seems easier. Our first recipe is a seasoned whole roasted cauliflower. This kind of was my turkey replacement. Not saying it's a direct replacement for turkey, but it's still amazing. You're gonna take your clean cauliflower, remove as much of the stem, the stalk as possible. Setting that aside. I'm preheating my oven to 400 degrees. In a small bowl, I'm putting 2 tablespoons of avocado oil. You can use olive oil, coconut oil, whatever you want. Adding 2 tablespoons of water and 2 tablespoons of this poultry seasoning. You can use whatever seasoning you want. This just kind of reminded me of how you would season a turkey. And 1 tablespoon of this red pepper paste. I think I was only supposed to use a teaspoon, but a tablespoon worked. Whisk that all together until it's all combined. And then flipping the cauliflower upside down in an oven-safe pan. I'm drizzling some of the sauce into the cauliflower, trying to shake it around, spread it around as much as you can. And taking the remainder, painting it, drizzling it all over, making sure to thoroughly coat it. It's like you're painting a painting of a cauliflower. Adding a little bit of extra seasoning on top. In the oven, on the bottom rack, I had to change the rack. I'm putting a dish that's halfway full of water. This helps to steam the cauliflower. Apparently, I've never done this before, but it seemed to work. And then I'm adding the cauliflower into the oven for about 40 minutes. And then at the end, I broiled it for 2 more minutes, totally optional, just to try to get it as crispy as possible on the outside. And then after 40 minutes, she was ready to come out. She was beautiful. She was amazing. Let her cool for a little bit because she's steaming, she's hot. And you're ready to cut her open, ready to have your cauliflower turkey. My dad's not plant-based and even he liked it. Next up, I think this was my most favorite recipe out of all of these. These were tahini drizzled oven roasted carrots. They were amazing. I started out with some carrots. I used 4 big ones. Use as many as you want. I'm peeling them, making sure to get all the dirt off of them. Chop off the ends. And then I chop these into thirds. Carrots come in all different sizes, so I'd say 2 to 3 inch chunks. Then I'm slicing them lengthwise twice, so you get these little fries. I did that to all of the carrots. And then in this bowl, I added olive oil, tossed it around, made sure to coat all of the carrots. Added a little bit of salt, black pepper, lots of garlic because I'm a huge fan of garlic. And some thyme. I really feel like that sets the Thanksgiving mood. Toss it around, make sure all of the carrots are coated. And then on this baking sheet, spread them out. Put them in the oven at 425 for about 30 minutes. And when they were done, they were beautiful. They were amazing. They were healthy. Next up, we're making a tahini dressing for the carrots. Doesn't have to be for carrots. You can use it for whatever you want. This is Bonburi inspired. I'm juicing 2 lemons. Crushing up some garlic cloves. You can chop them. I just found crushing them was the easiest method. In this bowl, I'm adding 4 tablespoons of tahini. I recommend using a bigger bowl because I ended up having to transfer out of the smaller bowl. I'm adding 4 tablespoons of ice water. It has to be ice water. This helps it stay fluffy, thins it out nicely. Combine that all together, and once we start to get it a little bit thinner, add 2 ice cubes. If you don't do this, the tahini will thicken up again. I added my garlic, had to transfer out of this bowl into a bigger one. I'm adding the lemon juice from the 2 lemons, combining that all together. 1/4 cup of olive oil. I'm using half a teaspoon of Berber seasoning. Added a little bit of salt and pepper. And combined it, and it was ready to go on the carrots. This was amazing, especially with the carrots. I don't know what it was, but those flavors just went so well together. You can drizzle it over like I did, or you can just use it for dipping. This dressing is also super good for simple salads. Next up, we have these pan-roasted chickpeas. I'm a huge fan of chickpeas, so I'm just draining and rinsing 1 can of chickpeas. This was 14 ounces, making sure to rinse them really, really well. We don't want any of that extra stuff. I laid them on some paper towel to dry, try to get all the water off of them. I put a cast iron over medium heat. You can use whatever pan you want. Added some olive oil, and then the chickpeas. Sauteed them around. Keep them moving. Added half a tablespoon of paprika and half a tablespoon of smoked paprika. I wanted a mixture of the two. Lots of garlic powder. You gotta be careful with these because they'll pop at you. While those were cooking, I chopped up some parsley. I need to get better at this, but it's alright. Still looks cute. When they were done, I let them cool on the pan for a little bit before I added some lemon juice. I didn't let the pan cool enough though, so let your pan cool more than I did. And then I added the fresh parsley on top. I'm not usually a huge fan of parsley, but with these chickpeas, they were A+, great, amazing. Next up, we have these balsamic maple Brussels sprouts. I didn't think I'd be a fan of balsamic or maple, but oh my god, everyone who tried these said that they were amazing. Definitely give these a try. Preheating my oven to 425. Taking my clean Brussels sprouts, chopping off the little nub on the end, and slicing them in half once, so they look like this. Did that to all of my Brussels sprouts, putting them in a bowl. Then we're drizzling with olive oil. You can use avocado oil. Tossing them so they're thoroughly coated. Adding a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and that's all you need. Keeping this one really simple. In an oven-safe pan, I'm using a cast iron. I poured out all of the Brussels sprouts, putting them in the oven to roast for about 30 minutes. In this bowl, I'm adding 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar and 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. Super simple, super easy. Just whisk that together and set aside. Once the Brussels sprouts are out of the oven, they should look like this. You can make them crispier, you can make them less crispy, whatever you're feeling. I drizzled our maple balsamic over the Brussels sprouts, gave them a toss, and then, hear me out, add some nutritional yeast over top. Kind of gives it a cheesy flavor, works really well with the sweet and acidic. They were really good. These are definitely going on my Thanksgiving table. Thank you very much. Last but not least, what's Thanksgiving without pumpkin pie? These are pumpkin pie bars, so basically the same. In this little jar, I'm adding half a cup of raw cashews, putting water over them and letting them soak for a little bit. You can let them soak overnight. I just let them soak for 2 hours. You don't even have to let them soak. It just helps. Setting those aside, we're gonna work on making the crust of these bars. In a food processor, adding half a cup of raw pecans, half a cup of raw walnuts, blending those just a little bit so they're mixed together. Adding a cup of dates, 2 tablespoons coconut oil, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, and 1 teaspoon pumpkin pie spice. Pumpkin pie spice smells so good. Combining that all together, you might have to hold your food processor down if it's going crazy like mine. Once it's combined, I'm adding it to a loaf pan. You can put these in little cupcake pans, whatever you want. I found that putting parchment paper on the bottom really helped it come out of the pan. Pressing that all down until it's all smooth and even. I set mine in the freezer while I made the top layer. In a blender, I'm adding my drained cashews and then about a 1/3 cup of coconut cream. I'm just using the top part. Don't shake your can of coconut cream, just scoop off the top and use that. This recipe is really flexible, so you don't have to worry about it. Adding 2 tablespoons pumpkin puree, 2 tablespoons coconut oil, 3 tablespoons maple syrup, and 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. Once again, smells so freaking amazing. I added a pinch of salt, blended that until it was thoroughly combined, all nice and smooth. Kind of want it to look like this. Poured that over the crust layer, smoothing it out. hitting it a couple times so it really evens out, adding a little bit of pumpkin pie spice over top. I let it sit in the freezer overnight, just needs a couple hours. I had a hard time getting it out of the loaf pan, but it's alright. I put it on a cutting board, cut it into pieces. You can make them as big or as small as you want. And then you have pumpkin pie. They're amazing, they're beautiful. I keep mine in the freezer just so that they stay firm. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed all of those recipes. I know I will. I know my family will. If you like this video, definitely leave it a like. If you want to see more content from me, I'll have all my socials linked down below. Comment what recipes you want to see next and subscribe to see more from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sending you all of my good energy. Peace out.